Om Shanti. Today we have Giresh Bhai, who shall continue with the Baba Milan Murli. So, Giresh Bhai, over to you.
Om Shanti and good morning to you. Is my sound okay? Is my sound
Maybe a bit louder, Giresh Bhai.
is this fine now?
Yeah,
Hello.
that's fine.
Wonderful. So Vimish bhai, Om Shanti and Om Shanti to everyone in this beautiful Avyakt Murli group. And uh, I was just recalling where we left last time, and just a thought came. So if I ask you a simple question, where did we leave last time? So I want you to listen to the song. And Baba gave me a touching, and he said, last time we left in Paramdham. It was not where we left in the Murli. So I want that we should listen to this beautiful song and enjoy this beautiful song. I love this song. Hope you will also love it. And then we start the Avyakt Murli. This is a song of Paramdham. You might have heard it a couple of times, but just a few instructions. I may not say instructions, but to bring us into that beautiful stage. I don't want you to move. I mean, don't move your body parts. I want you to sit still, जिसको हम in Hindi we call it as tan ki sadhana. We say that I want you to be completely relaxed. If you want, you can close your eyes also, no issues. But the challenge is the first challenge is to detach from the body. So I want you to concentrate fully onto this song, the lyrics, the meaning, and the state what this song is trying to say, and feel that you are in that particular stage. And you have to withdraw yourself from your entire sensation of the body. I mean to say that I should not even realize where am I sitting. Is it in a sofa set, or is it in a chair or on the bed? How soft the cushion is? Am I sitting cross-legged, or am I sitting with my feet down? I mean, just detach yourself from the body. Let's see. And I want you to listen to this song, Be in Paramdham, and then we start today's movie. Vimish bhai, was the sound okay, or was it too loud?
The sound of the song is good, but someone requested if you can raise your volume a bit higher.
I will do that. I'll do that
Okay, yeah,
after
this
the
is
song.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
वो जगह बड़ी ही शांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है। वो जगह बड़ी ही शांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है। हर मन अंदर से खाली है, हर मन अंदर से खाली है। शब्दों में ना वृतांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है।
तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है।
वो जगह बड़ी ही शांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है। तेरी दुनिया सदा बहार है, रूहों का गजब संसार है।
तेरी दुनिया सदा बहार है, रूहों का गजब संसार है।
उस जैसा कोई लोक नहीं, रहता तू जहाँ निराकार है।
रहता तू जहाँ निराकार है।
रहता तू जहाँ निराकार है। इस जग में वो दृष्टांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है।
वो जगह बड़ी ही शांत है,
तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है।
है सबसे खूब वो तेरा वतन, हम भी तो उसके बाशिंदे हैं।
है सबसे खूब वो तेरा वतन, हम भी तो उसके वाशिंदे हैं।
जाना है उड़ के हमको वहाँ, कहते ये रूहानी परिंदे हैं।
कहते ये रूहानी परिंदे हैं, कहते ये रूहानी परिंदे हैं।
नहीं उसकी कोई सीमांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है।
वो जगह बड़ी ही शांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है, तेरा मुल्क तेरा प्रांत है।
Om Shanti, friends. I hope you could experience our sweet silent home. That was God's own country, and it is so coincidence that I am in India's God's own country, that is Kerala. I mean, you can see the little vegetation outside. I'm sitting at the first floor of the Loki Ghar, and this place is very beautiful. And it is said Kerala is called as God's own country. You should all visit this place, and I would love to invite all of you. You can, come here. This is Baba's very beautiful house. There's a beautiful stream, and we will make all the arrangements for you to have a wonderful bhatti. You can do a bhatti here also. So, friends, the 18th January 2021 Murli, I'm so sorry I couldn't finish it on that day. We will start afresh. Uh, Last time we discussed what Baba was actually trying to say, that how Brahma Baba became bodiless. And the essence of the Murli, if I go to the title, it was primarily focusing on three things. One is to become a conqueror of attachment. And not only that, I can, in an instance, I can detach myself from people, from surroundings, from situations, from my own swabhav, sanskaras. But in addition to that, uh, I become an embodiment of remembrance. And he told us the way. Shiv Baba told us that how Father Brahma became, and what he did was to make a timetable for his mind. So what I need to do is, my 24 hours minus the number of hours I sleep, I need to make a timetable. And what we need to practice the entire day is to become a karma yogi, is to become bodiless while performing action. So I perform an action, I'm not impacted by the consequences of the actions that I'm doing. So we read a few things about it, and I was speaking about the self-management leadership course. This could be one of the best self-management course. Baba said that while we do yoga in Amrit Vela or the Numasham evening yoga, I am able to experience a lot of beautiful things. But when it comes down to, when I come into actions, I'm not able to experience it. And he said the reason for the difference in the Karma Yogi stage is that while you are performing action, it doesn't remain in your awareness in an emerged form that I am a soul. I mean, that's where the whole problem is. I forget that I'm a soul. Everyone knows this, but what type of soul I am? So maybe at the subconscious level, I might have programmed myself that yes, I'm a soul, I'm a soul. But then I forget what kind of soul I am. And Baba made it very clear that I, the soul, I am a Karavan Har, and these physical organs are Karan Har. In fact, in simple terms, I lose the attention of the consciousness of the soul. It becomes very evident, becomes very natural for me to come into the consciousness of the organs or the roles that I play. Maybe I'm a wife, maybe I'm a banker, maybe I'm a male, maybe I'm a brother, maybe I'm a sevadhari, maybe I'm a samarpit soul, maybe I am. So the I slip from that stage of what I call it as soul consciousness. And that's what Baba says. While performing actions, and this is very important, be an embodiment of the awareness of the self-respect of Karavanhar. So I should be in this consciousness that who am I? That I am a Karavanhar. That is the soul who does everything through this physical body. So even if you have to get something done, look at how, Baba goes into the simplest, the detailing of his entire knowledge. Just a minute. Huh? This is my 5:45 alarm. Yeah. So Baba says, even if you have to get something done through your physical organs, remember, and this is where the whole problem is. The difference between, knowledge of the Brahma Kumaris and not being a part of this beautiful family is a remembrance. I have forgotten my own identity, forgotten the Almighty, forgotten my sweet abode, forgotten the 5,000 years of the cycle. Everything we have forgotten. So if I call myself as a true Brahmin, I remind myself again and again. It's all about remembrance. It's all about yad. So what I need to remember as far as self-management program is concerned, that I am a Karavanhar. I am the master. It's just not that I'm a soul. So Baba says, if you are set on that seat, which seat? That the center of the forehead is the seat, and the master is sitting, then all of your physical organs will remain in order. Without each one being set on the seat, no one will listen to you. So the soul is Karavanhar and the physical organs are Karanhar, not Karavanhar. So you heard the experience of Father Brahma, how in the beginning Father Brahma would practice this daily. And just to remind you once again, when Shiv Baba descended into Brahma Baba's body, when Father Brahma realized that I'm a soul, he would gather all the family members. Yashoda Maya, the Yugal of Brahma Baba, Dada Lekh Raj. And Brahma Baba would go and tell her, Yashoda, you are not Yashoda, tum ek atma ho, you are a soul. Go to Nirmal Shanta Dadi, the daughter, um, Palu. He would, use the word Palu because, Palu is like in at that time in Pakistan, there was a type of mango whose name was Pali, and it was very sweet. So Father Brahma would touch the cheek of Nirmal Shanta Dadi, the daughter, and say, "Your cheeks are as sweet as Pali, the sweet mango." And he had her name as Palu. Palu, tum Palu nahi ho. You are a soul. You are a soul. And Baba wrote down, lot of diaries. मैं एक आत्मा हूँ. He would scribble it in the, the 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 walls of his house. मैं एक आत्मा हूँ. मैं एक आत्मा. Now that is the kind of practice. That is the kind of attention that you and I will have to practice if I want to achieve that angelic stage and experience bodiless. I come into actions, but I'm in a detached observer's position. So Baba said, you have heard the experiences of Father Brahma, how in the beginning he would practice this daily. At the end of the day, this is, not only the entire day, but at the fag end of the day before sleeping, which Baba used to hold court daily, and being Karavanhar, the master, he would have a daily exchange with all his physical organs. In Hindi, it would be called as a kacheri. Kacheri is a court wherein the king is sitting and asking each and every of his, the ministers whether everything is in order or not. So maybe before I go to sleep, there has to be a practice. And I think, um, if I have to really experience this Brahmin life in the true sense of what exactly a Brahmin life is, it is all about a dinacharya, the routine. Not only the routine of the physical body, but the routine that I've set for the mind. It's not only getting up at 3:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning or for the Amrit Vela. It is also about how and with what mindset, with what consciousness I'm sleeping, because that 6 hours of sleep, and if you have read last this Sunday's Murli about pavitrata. So pavitrata is not only in actions, in vritti, in drishti, and in bowl, but he also mentioned the fourth dimension, and that is in swapna, that is in our dreams also. So dreams are nothing but a manifestation of the thoughts and the consciousness with which I'm going to sleep. So before I go to sleep, there has to be a proper mechanism or a proper, routine or an action, that before I go to sleep, it's not that I'm working and okay, fine, I'm dead tired, I switch off the light, go to the bedroom, and then hit the bed. No, there has to be a process. So with what mindset did I go? Was everything about the office or the business or the logic, consideration I was running into my mind? So Baba would hold a kacheri. So you and I also would have to hold a kacheri. Write down your, maybe a two-liner, letter to Baba. Maybe a one-liner, a sense of gratitude, or maybe one liner of the entire day's chart of my mind, my actions, my this thing. Maybe one liner of what was my state of mind the entire day. Maybe one liner what I had planned for the day, but I couldn't do it. I'm so sorry, Baba. I had promised you that I'll be doing it, but I couldn't do it. You take care of it. Relax, give everything to Baba. Maybe one liner of what I will do tomorrow morning, Amrit Vela. Maybe one liner, okay, if I couldn't complete this task, maybe this one sanskar, this one, negativity, which I'm trying my best to go, I'm trying to, take it out of my life, but I'm just not able to do it, Baba. So please help me. I mean, it's a heart to heart conversation. And maybe if I committed a sin, pap, with my eyes or with my any of the karmendriya, okay, this or sense organ has to be taken into control. I mean, in 10 lines, your kacheri is over. You have poured out everything to Baba. He'll take care of it. So we have to practice. So at the end of the day, he will hold court of all his physical organs. The older children, that is the dadis who stayed with Brahma Baba, would have seen Baba's diary in which Baba used to hold court daily, and being Karavanhar, the master, he would have a daily exchange with all his physical organs. In the beginning, Father Brahma paid this much attention, and so you too have to consider yourself to be Karavanhar, the master, because the soul is the king, and these physical organs are the companions. So you should check what the condition today was of the mind, the intellect, the sanskar, nature, or sanskars, whatever you want to call them. Baba says you want to call them as nature, innate nature, your own value system, your personality, your habits, your sanskar. Baba says you call them by any name. By your checking them instantly, the physical organs pay attention, because the king is going to ask them about their welfare. When a child gets up in the morning and he knows he has to go to school, at that time he reminds himself, Mama, I didn't complete my homework. Oh my God, I'm not going to school. Mama says, okay, fine, now you do it. Because he has come into the consciousness that I'm a student. And as a student, automatically the teacher, what the teacher has asked him to do yesterday as far as the homework, will come into his mind, and he will start doing it. Now the king here is like the soul is getting into the consciousness of a student. So I also have to see, pay attention, that my soul should always be in this state, that I am a king, I am a self sovereign king, I am a master. And these organ system will automatically pay attention, because the soul is a teacher. So the organs will be attentive the whole day, so that, because the sense organs knows that late in the evening the king is going to ask, was everything in order. Otherwise, it is seen that some children say, we do order our physical organ. Now Baba is going very into the subtleness of how the interaction and the interplay between the soul and the physical body, the mind body connection is taking place. So the soul gives order to the physical organs, but they change. We make effort. Change means they don't follow the order. We make effort, but some sanskar or nature do not remain in order. I, at the Amrit Vela, I set certain standards. Okay, fine. The entire day I'll remain peaceful. I'll only use sweet words, but something goes wrong. And at times I use certain harsh words, or maybe I get a little irritated or I get angry. Now, the reason for this is that you do not remain set on your seat of self respect. This is very important. So, the reason is, it's not that the sense organs or the Maya is a problem. The problem is the king is not powerful. The king is not in the consciousness that I'm a king and these organs are my, the ministers. So, Baba says, unless you are seated on your seat, no matter how many orders you give, even those who obey your orders are not going to listen to you. So while performing action, remain seated on your seat of being Karavanhar, the master. Maybe it could be a challenge that when I do yoga, I come into the consciousness, but when I'm a karma yogi, I forget. The role consciousness overpowers the soul conscious. Some children even have a heart to heart conversation with Bab Dada and say, Baba, you have made us into almighty authorities, Master Sarva Shaktivan, those with all powers. Now, day one, the day you realized I'm a soul, the day you came to know that Nirakar, I mean, Nirakar Shiv Baba is the father of the soul. This is the 5,000 years. The day I got this knowledge, Shiv Baba, because you are a child, Baba gave you two beautiful blessings. That is a Vardhan. And blessings, the problem is I don't remember those blessings. And that is why I'm not able to use it. The first Vardhan is Yogi Bhav. You are a yogi. Yogi means that I am a soul. And I can decide, oh my dear, sweet, beautiful mind. Oh my mind, relax for 5 minutes. Oh my mind, for the next 5 minutes, you're not supposed to go anywhere else. Yogi Bhav. And number two is Pavitra Bhav. And apavitrata, um, impurity is through the senses only. So Baba gave us that particular blessing. And these power. So the day I became an almighty authority, those with all powers, not even those with some powers, but as soon as as soon as each child took this Brahmin birth, you gave them the blessing of being an almighty authority. Do you remember the blessing given at the time of your birth? The Father gave each child the blessing of being a master almighty authority. How Shiv Baba's nature, personality, his thought processes, his character, his personality, his value system is. The day I realized I am Baba's child, Baba said, Tathastu, Bhava, you are Master Almighty Authority. Who gave the blessing? The Almighty Authority. However, you complain that the power you need at that time doesn't come. So when I'm in my day-to-day activities, I have certain challenging situation, and to handle that particular challenging situation, I need to call the corresponding power, and I call for those corresponding power. But then I realize I need courage, I need the power to face, but I feel threatened, I feel insecure, I feel fear, and I don't know what to do, whether this decision or that decision. So why is the power of courage not coming at that time? So Baba says courage or that power doesn't obey your orders. And why does that power not listening to you? Since you have the blessing from the almighty authorities, there is no one greater than him. If you issue the order while being stable in the stage of the blessing, then it is not possible that you issue an order the power does not obey. The problem is I don't remind myself that that I'm a soul. I am Master Almighty Authority. Almighty Authority is my father, is my child, is my teacher, is my Sadguru, is my colleague, is my friend, is my coach, is my child, is my lover, my beloved. All relationship with the Almighty, and that is not there in my subconscious mind. So Baba says, this is very important line which I marked it in yellow. One is that the soul is the master. You have received the blessing of the Almighty. And while stable in that form, you are the master and you have that blessing. You need not do anything. Say, for example, love. In the Lokik world, not in the Brahmin's family, there is a very common line which people use: I love you. Yeah. And they do a lot of things for the beloved. Actually, love is not something that you have to do. If I am an embodiment of love, whatever you do for anybody and everybody, that would be you know that would be colored with the power of love. So say for example, I am preparing breakfast for my family and I love my family. The preparation of the breakfast would not be out of frustration, would not be out of stress, it would be out of love. So my entire day, whatever activity I'm doing, if the soul is peaceful and I am an embodiment of peace, whatever I do would be with peace. I need not do meditation to experience peace. I am an embodiment of peace. I do everything with the consciousness of peace. And that's what is that remembrance, that I am one. Soul is the master. Number two, I have received the blessing from the Almighty Authority. I have got the right over peace, love, purity. And when I am in that stable stage, that I am the master and God has given me that blessing, All I need to do is being in that state, order, love. I am an embodiment of love. The entire day, eating, drinking, talking, working will be, should be with love. So when Dadi Janki ji comes or Prakash Mani Dadi comes to an auditorium or a class or a place where we are listening to her, she brings in the power of love. So she sits in meditation for 10 minutes. The whole environment is peaceful. Why? Because she walked with peace, sat with peace, exchanged the energy of peace. While she speaks, is again, the flavor of peace is there, and we all say, "Wow, today I experienced the vibrations of peace." Because Dadi practiced being peaceful every now and then. It is attention. Attention of what? Main kaun, mera kaun. Who am I? I am a master soul. I am a peaceful soul. I am an almighty authority soul, and I have got the blessings. It's like, an instant stick, agarbatti, or it's like a perfume. You apply a perfume of a fragrance called as rose. You walk anywhere, you carry the fragrance of that, the rose. It's all about, carrying with yourself the fragrance of love, the fragrance of peace. So Baba says in blue line, therefore, my dear sweet children, meethe bacche, issue the order whilst stable in the stage of awareness of both the forms. Number one, I am a master soul. Number two, Baba, Almighty Authority, gave me the blessing. It is impossible that the power does not listen to you because you have a blessing. It's just not possible. You have it. You are, a soul is, full of peace, love, happiness, power. And you have a right in the confluence age to the Father's property. All you have, all of you have received the title of Almighty Authority. And the pink line, it is just that you don't remain stable in that stage. That's the whole problem. So you don't remain in that stage all the time. And that's the second problem. And Baba, I love Shiv Baba. I mean, few of my sessions, I very strongly emphasize this. There is, Baba loves one word called as Sada, always. He says, "Are you happy?" Yeah, yeah, Baba, we are all happy. We raise our hands. He says, "No, no, no, no. Sada happy. Are you always happy?" 24 by 7. 2,500 years in future, in Satyug, we will always be stable. We will always be soul conscious. We will always be peaceful. So Baba says there is sometimes in this. Yes, Baba, I sometimes remain peaceful, remain stable, remain soul consciousness, remain in the fire of love of you, of Shiv Baba. So Baba says, my dear sweet children, remove this word sometimes from your Brahmin dictionary. Be present right now. And there is a misconception. People say it's just not possible to always remain happy, always remain peaceful, because naturally it is not possible. Naturally anger is natural, frustration is natural, feeling miserable is natural, because we are all human beings. We have so much of commitments, responsibilities. It comes naturally to me. Baba says no. And that's where Baba's knowledge is very unique. So Baba says, be present right now. You say, Baba, we remember you, and you become present. So at times, I don't know how many of you have experienced. I mean, I'm very sure. I mean, a lot of you might have experienced, in certain challenging situation, you called for when you didn't see any way out. There was no possibility of you yourself bailing yourself out of that current challenge or a situation. It could be a relationship, it could be profession, it could be business, it could be your own family life. And then at that time when there was no way out, and then you remembered, Baba, Baba, please come, help me, show me the way. I mean, what do I do? You touch me, please guide me. And how many of you might have experienced, we will, I will give you some time, maybe at the last 5 minutes. I have had multiple experiences when there was dead end, and then I would remember, Baba, I mean, you guide me, and Baba would touch, Baba would give me certain messages, and Baba comes in a fraction of a second, 1/100th of a second. Baba is there. You know why? Because Baba said, in this confluence age, You have a right on God. And at times Baba says, I am your obedient servant. Raise your hand. Baba says, did you have that experience that Baba arrived in no time? Now look, you're raising your hands. The Father becomes present. In 1 second, God comes to you. The Lord becomes present. And so, what is this power? I, the child, the soul, have, since Dwapar and the Kali Yuga did a lot of wrong things, and in this confluence, it's just because I could know who God is, I have had established a relationship with God, and I say, Baba, please come, and He comes. The Almighty Authority comes in a second. So you have these powers as Father's property. So Baba says, he's using an analogy. You call for God, he comes in a fraction of a second. So now, in the same powerful authority state, issue an order to your sensory organs while being the master. The challenge is you don't issue an order while being a master, and so you lose your power. Therefore, my dear sweet children, when you issue an order in that stage, then if you're not the master, why should the power obey you? So, what does Bab Dada want now? So, he's giving you, the homework. You know that? Do you not? The father wants each of his children, while performing actions, to become a king child, master of the self, and not to let go of the seat of self sovereignty. Don't come from this position. A king is a king throughout the whole day, is he not? Or is he a king sometimes and not at other times? To be seated on the throne or not is a different matter. But even while at home, he doesn't forget that he is the king. The king need not 24 hours have to sit on the throne. राज्य सिंहासन पर 24 घंटे बैठने की जरूरत नहीं है. If somebody is designated as a king, suppose the prime minister of a country, for the next 5 years, I mean, for his tenure, he is given the entire respect, the power, he has it. So there shouldn't be a difference between being a karma yogi and having a powerful stage of accurate yoga at Amrit Vela. Amrit Vela, I forget the body, the relationship, the surroundings. I'm completely in the consciousness and very attentive as far as my Amrit Vela stage is concerned, that I am a soul, I am God's child, I'm in Paramdham, Baba has come to me. We have wonderful experiences. But the same experience doesn't happen when I'm a Karma Yogi. So Baba says, Bache, it is double work. Yeah, it is little difficult. But who are you? You are world transformers and the world benefactors. So it becomes easy for you. So that is why the Father wants you. What he wants you to do while you are walking and moving around, to not forget being the king. Do not let go of your seat. Without your seat, no one would obey your orders. I'll share one of my experience, friends. I mean, it was um, a life and death situation. Almost around 15 years back, uh, while I was a teacher in Mumbai, and my mom was detected with a very rare form of cancer, and she had a parotid gland cancer. This parotid gland is a gland which produces saliva. So my mom was here in Kerala, so my father took her to Mangalore, and we treated her. They couldn't identify what the whole problem is. Then we shifted her to Chennai because my Lokik sister was staying there. So there we got her operated. But there also the doctors were not able to figure out what the whole problem is. But she was in a lot of pain. And finally, when they operated it and they sent the some tissue for some high level of test, and finally they came to know, and this whole duration was almost around 6 months, and she was in pain with no relief. And finally the doctors gave us the information that she is suffering from cancer. And by the time myself and Swami Bhai, we had done a lot of traveling between Mumbai and Chennai, Mumbai and Kerala, so whenever she was getting operated, and we thought that now things are better, but we realized that it is getting more worse. And finally when the doctor said it is cancer, so we asked my mom and dad to come to Mumbai. And it was all a very difficult, time, but Baba helped us in every stage. And to cut short the whole story, friends, myself and Swami Bhai, we used to stay in one room kitchen at that time. But because we were, Kumars, so we could manage it. Because my mom and dad were coming, then we took a 3 bedroom hall kitchen, a ground floor. We had all the, household items. I still remember I spent almost around at that time 1.5 lakhs in one day to buy all those things. And when we went to Tata Memorial Cancer Research Hospital, so the doctor said that you are a little late. The doctor has already operated. Now the cancer has spread to the entire body. You should have bought your mom a little bit earlier, uh, because the doctor in Chennai operated not knowing that it is cancerous. So we said, what's the way out? So the doctor said, we will put her into radiation and chemotherapy and let's see. And your mom's condition is so fragile. She has gone so weak that the doctors suggested 5 rounds of chemotherapy. At that time, one round of chemotherapy was for 5 days and you have to be hospitalized. It was not a, OPD procedure as, it happens now. So, and there were a lot of, what you call the side effects of chemotherapy. So the doctor said, we will try one, and if she can withstand one, then we'll go to the second. But we don't think. So we said fine. So when I walked out of his cabin, the radiologist, Dr. Agarwal, I still remember, he said, Giresh, uh, I'm so sorry to tell you, maximum 3 months. So I said, okay. And when I was just coming out of his cabin, I, turned back and I asked one question to the doctor. I said, Doctor, would you do your best? So he said, Yes, Girish. As a doctor, I'll try my best. I said, but that's enough for me. Leave the rest to the Almighty. So as I was walking out, he asked me a question. He said, Girish, will you do your best? I said, Sir, I'm the son. I would, मैं तो जान लगा दूंगा. I will do anything and everything. I'll turn the whole world upside down. So he said, Bus, that's the commitment I needed from you. But I had no idea what am I supposed to do. I'm not a doctor. So I talked to Baba and I said, Baba, please guide me. What am I supposed to do? And the next day, Murli, Dharna ke liye mukhya sar. The first point was, Bache, in any circumstances, always be pleasant, always keep smiling. And I had got that, answer. What am I supposed to do? And myself and Swami Bhai and the rest of the family members, we used to merry make, we used to enjoy. We came with the mindset that we have a mom with us, but there is no cancer patient. And believe me, friends, my mom went on to survive for 3 long years. The doctor says this is magical. How is your mom able to cope up? I'm not able to realize. How is the body able to cope up? Because we created an environment of happiness, sada happiness. My uncle would call my mom to inquire how is her health. There was only one instruction to my uncle, although I'm the the bhanja, but we would tell anybody who would give a call to my mom, you are only supposed to speak to my mom, not to a cancer patient. Please don't ask her how is your pain. You only speak about how is Mumbai, how is life there. Don't speak about ill health, don't speak about pain, don't speak about treatment. If you want to speak, I'll speak about all those things. But with my mom, you have to speak as if she's your sister. That's it. Believe me, friends, it really works. So Baba says, if Baba, the Almighty Authority, can personally guide you, can personally be present in anything and everything, he would be there. It's as simple as that. This 21 days when I'll share my second experience. These 21 days while I was doing my tapasya, I was in Mon and I was clocking around 5 hours per day of yoga. I wanted to complete 108 hours of sitting and doing yoga. And I have this little backache problem. But I used to go to Mulund Garden because I wanted to have that environment. And I had to walk almost around 200 meters to get an auto rickshaw because the auto stand was almost around 250 meters. And the moment I would latch my door, I will say, Baba, your child is going to remember you. Now I don't want, you need to help me. Your child should not walk 250 meters because I'm not okay. Believe me, every day there would be an auto rickshaw to leave somebody at the the ground floor of my building. And the one person is alighting and I'll say, would you go to Ayyappa Mandir, the garden? He says yes. Believe me, it could be as simple, or it could be just a coincidence, or it could be a question of life and death. For anything and everything, for the trivialist of the trivial issue, he'll be there for you. That's the power. That's the Raj Yoga. That's the relationship. And believe me, friends, if Baba can listen to your orders, why doesn't my sensory organs listen? Without your seat, no one will obey your order. Nowadays, just see how much they do for a seat. And believe me, friends, this, 18th January 2010, the original Murli, I was a little, wondering how could Baba say that, when he meant that, generally politicians and people who have, they want to hold the power of the position. And at that time, there was a chief minister in the audience who had come. I think it's the chief minister of Chhattisgarh who had come to meet Bab Dada. And he had the guts and the courage to say, nowadays, just see how much they do for a seat. They try to they try so hard to claim the right. None of them wants to let go of the right. So you should claim your godly right. Who am I? This is very important point. Every moment that you are working, even while doing your work, make a timetable for your mind. While doing this particular work, what should be the self-respect of my mind? So last time, if you remember, for every hour I gave you. So now it is 6 to 7. So what is the Swaman? I am healthy, wealthy, and happy Atma. 6 to 7. 7 o'clock, I am a godly student. Similarly, friends, I have made few things. If you want, you can write it down. Suppose you are having your food, you can have my combined Atma. You're taking a shower, you can have my Avyakt Farishta hu. While you're walking, you can say, my Avatarit Atma. I am originally from the soul world, but here I've come to this world to walk right now. When you're talking to each other, I mean, this could be a little challenge. While talking also, मैं अंतर्मुखी आत्मा हूँ, क्योंकि बाह्य मुक्ता, I don't know, you can tell me what do you say in English, antarmukhi and bahyamukhi. I mean, if somebody can write it down. Okay. So for every action, while talking, be in this attention that my antarmukhi atma. So what will happen is, you will only use that limited number of words and energy to communicate. Okay. So while doing this particular work, what would be the self-respect of my mind? What aim will I keep today? So at the time of carrying out your work, from your list of self-respect, create different timetables. And there are plenty of self-respect, which we have. Just as you fix a timetable for physical work, okay, 9 o'clock, I have to leave my house. At 9:15, I have to catch the train. I'll reach by say 10:30. 11:45, I've got a meeting. 12 o'clock is this, then 1 o'clock I'll have my lunch, then I'll come back at 6. So there is a timetable for everything. So Baba says, fix a timetable for your mind. You know that you have to do this work at this time, and so what self-respect will you keep with that work? So while eating time, breakfast time, dinner time, if it is fixed, at the same time fix a timetable for me. In what stage of consciousness will I have the food? In what stage of consciousness will I talk? In what stage of consciousness will I do this particular activity? With which form of self-respect will you claim the right of a master? So create a timetable for your mind for this. You know how to make a timetable, do you not? Do the mothers know how to make it? The matai mothers, make a program for yourself at the time of preparing food, when you're making your lunch or dinner or breakfast. What self-respect will you keep immersed in your intellect? So I'm cutting vegetables, so cutting is an action. What is the stage? So there is a long garland of self-respect. The garland of self-respect is so long that you can continue to count it and become merged in it. Some children say about a long period of time, as yet we cannot see any signs of destruction. Baba, I have been in Yajna for the last 25 years, but still no signs of the destruction. So Baba says a date is not yet fixed for that. So will we do it at some point? It will happen. This is carelessness. So now, some children say that now there is a lot of time available, I'll do it at the last. So Baba says this is being careless. You are world benefactors in giving a message. And so some children think that there is still time left, and that they will give the message as they progress further. They postpone it, they delay it. Baba says, but no, those to whom you give the message later will complain to you. What will they complain about? Why did you not tell us earlier so that we could have done something? You are telling us now at the last moment. So Baba says people will complain against you. Why did you give me this message that God has descended so late? So now we can only recognize him and say, oh God. At that time, they will not have the time to get the sovereign right, the property from God, because there's no time left. Because it's the fact, and then it's the cusp of destruction and the new world. So Baba says at that time they can only say, okay, fine, I have recognized you, oh God, your divine activities are wonderful. And they can only sing this particular song. We can only say this, but we will not be able to claim a status in Satyug. Why? There has to be the cooperation of a long period of time. They did not get enough time to do Purushar, the effort. All of you sitting here are, the hears, are you not? You have a right over the entire property. Those of you who consider yourself to be the heirs, raise your hand. Are you? Yes, acha. So if you are, the children of the Almighty, you have a right on that particular property, then you are going to receive the full inheritance, or a little. It's not that you are only a sambandh sampark wali atma. नहीं, मैं वर्षे का अधिकारी आत्मा हूं. So Baba says the full inheritance is 21 complete birds from the beginning to the end. Not the royal subjects. Praja nahi banna hai, but come in the royal family. You have to come in the royal family. You know the royal family? You should listen to Devta Dadi. Royal family, she says, Lakshmi Narayan's Rajya Mahal would be in a in a geographic area which will cover the area from Mumbai, from Delhi to Jaipur. The whole of Delhi Jaipur area would be the palace of Lakshmi Narayan. So huge. And Lakshmi Narayan will change their dress multiple times. So while Lakshmi and Narayan is having lunch, they have a particular dress, all diamond and studded with all precious stones, and then they will leave it. Then the second time they will not wear. So in a day, let us assume 10 dresses, finish. 10 dresses per day for 150 years. And one single dress would cost what? I don't know. Now look at that amount of inheritance, that in terms of the materialistic inheritance I'm speaking about. So only one will sit on the throne, a couple will sit on it, but when the court is held there, the special instrument souls of the royal family, that sit, there will be crowned. They do not sit without a crown. Not only the royal family, the entire royal family will have crown. So Baba says it is not that just the one will rule. They do everything there with consultation, and that is why if you want to receive the full inheritance, then from the first birth to the end, 21 full births, not even half, you are not going to go away with midway. There is not going to be untimely death. So you are going to claim the full inheritance or become happy with just a little. Baba is asking question, थोड़े में ही खुश हो जाओगे क्या? So your Mateshwari Jagdamba always had the aim that whatever Srimad Babdada gave, whatever Srimad she had been given for thoughts, words and deeds, she definitely had to do. And that's why, there is a contrast between Brahma Baba and Mama. Brahma Baba, when Shiv Baba came, he was old. Mama came at a very young age. Baba was very rich with a lot of money. Mama was, didn't contribute in terms of the money. Those who are going to claim the full inheritance should keep this aim in the intellect. Three words: suddenly, ever ready, and long term. So I should do my Purusharth for long term, be ready at every moment of time, and Maya and situation can, give me a test suddenly. So remember these three things together. This is why Bab Dada's blessing for all the children who are the lamps of hope is always remember these three things and show the practical proof of of becoming the lamps of hope. So I'll read two more lines. Baba says you have given various type of courses, but now you have to give them a course of force. You will continue to see in a practical way what you never thought or dreamt about. This is very important, friends. The five elements, the upheavals, the coronavirus, people couldn't go out of their houses. So it will all happen, and it will continue to happen. So you have to make the elements sato pradhan. At the moment, they are creating their own impact, and that is why new things continue to happen from time to time. So Baba says, Bache, I am the lamp of Bab Dada's hope. Simply remember this. On the day of remembrance, every child, whether he has come here or not, or is sitting far away, merged in the heart, Bab Dada's instruction for each one is you have to become this and accept that you're never going to use the word sometimes, always, ever ready, always, uh, you know, mm, for a long time, and always, the third word was suddenly it can happen. It has to be right now. Who has seen tomorrow? Today, you have to do whatever you have to do. Don't think about it for tomorrow. I will think about it. I will do it. It will happen. Baba says this is all careless attitude. Okay? Then he meets the Bhopal zone stern. Then he meets the double foreigners. And then he gives his yad pyar. In 1 minute, I'll finish this. He says, and this is also very beautiful, friends. Only God can, give a sweet remembrance of almost around 10, 15 lines with comma, 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 with so much of titles that he can give. Only God can do this. So he says to all the intense effort makers, this is title number one. Everyone who take a step forward with constant zeal, number two, and enthusiasm. So he's giving you a blessing. You have constant zeal, you have enthusiasm, you are an intense effort maker, and who do everything with a true heart. So again, you have a true heart. Don't feel that no, 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 I don't have it. So Bab Dada is seeing the tilak of victory. He's able to see it in your forehead, on their forehead. All of you have faith and intoxication that you are victorious, you were victorious, and you will remain victorious. That is why Bab Dada is seeing the tilak of victory on each one's forehead. You are loving to everyone. Today, garland of love came to Bab Dada from Amrit Vela, and return Bab Dada is giving all of you children the garland of being constantly victorious. All the children everywhere are seeing this because science has created all these facilities for you so that wherever you are sitting, you can see and hear. So Bab Dada is seeing how you are seeing and hearing Baba at all the different places. Bab Dada is giving love and remembrance for the day of remembrance to all the children everywhere. Each child is merged in Bab Dada's heart, and Father is merged in each child's heart. Children are merged in Father's heart. Congratulations, congratulations, namaste, and congratulations. Thank you. Om Shanti. Congratulations to Girish Bhai. He could complete the Murli on time, which I don't do it normally. And I wish you a very happy Republic Day, 26th, January. Thank you. Om Shanti. Vimish Bhai, you can take over.
Thank you, Giresh Bhai. We'll just take a moment of silence, a few more seconds, and I know we are running out of time, but we'll yet have a couple of sisters and brothers share their experience, Girish Bhai.
I would love to listen
Yeah,
to their
yeah.
experience. Yeah.
Om Shanti. Yes, if any of brothers or sisters would like to share their experience, please do.
Om Shanti. Uh, not the experience. I just have a question which is working around in my mind since the past 1 week. See, I love children. Even a street vendor, a vegetable vendor, when she carries her child, I pick him up and hug and kiss and give lot of love. And I am an obedient student also. But the same kind of love I don't know whether I should talk or not. I don't get it for Baba. I don't know why. I'm so sorry to say that. Why is that I obey, I take up the courses, I do everything, not whatever, it is being done. But that kind of immense love, as soon as when I hold a child, I hug him, kiss him. Oh God, I keep remembering that child. Any child, it's all right. But I don't get that for Baba.
Sister, since when are you into the Brahma Kumaris?
Past, I think this is the 7th month.
Okay. See, what happens is that it is pretty easy to experience any emotion with a human being. Suppose you hold a child and the child experiences the love of a mother from you, say, for example, and you can see that spark in the eyes of a child or in the facial expression, or maybe the way he would respond to your hug or your kiss. Okay. So everything is at the level of the physicality of the sensory organs. But when it comes down to experience the love of God, the first criteria is I have to go away from the body. The first is the body, the relationship, and this world. The whole challenge with experiencing Baba's love is that because Baba is nirakari, he is bodiless. So what I would rather say is that, you know can you see a small child? Okay, visualize a small child. So the moment you see a street child, you want to help the child, you want to express your love. In the center of the forehead, let I mean, it's just a visualization technique. See as if God is there in the center of the forehead, and you are loving God instead of this child. So slowly switch over from a bodily figure to a point of light. So the more you see the point of light, suppose when you love a child and the child starts smiling, can at that time bring your consciousness that Baba is smiling at you, Baba is my child. So every time you include Baba in your life, in your personal zone, in your private zone, in your consciousness, you will be able to switch over slowly from a bodily figure to something called as God. It will happen, sister, don't worry. The only challenge is, when you express your love, the other child is able to express it and you're able to grasp it. You can see that, the beauty. But here, when it comes down to God, it is not as simple as experiencing at the physical level. You have to experience. I'll share one experience. I was doing a program in Shanti Sarovar in Hyderabad. So there was this film actor. I don't know, some big shot film actor. So he had come there. So the sister told me, Giresh, bhai, please explain it. So he went to the Baba's room and said, no, 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 I cannot relate to it, because because till that time, for him, his God was Venkateshwara, some Venkateshwara Swami. So he said, no, no, I'm able to relate to him, but not to this point of light. That's how you have programmed yourself. So little shift in that programming will help make it easy. So continue. Your love for the child is as good as love for God. Consider that also, but try to see God in that particular child, and you will be able to experience it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Om Shanti. First of all, I thankful to Girish Bhai. That's a wonderfully you have explained this, and you told that the fragrance, the I am seeing the most beautiful that atmosphere around in back of you, and I am feeling that fragrance. And this
Please.
is the power. This is the love. Oh, and really, this is my experience. It's today just in Amrut Vela. That same thing. That means I told this I am Karaman Har, and all yes organs. I am the master of Almighty, and this is really comes in. The thought automatically comes in our mind.
Wonderful.
This is the power of Baba that it puts in our whatever require and what is in Murli. That experience I got, and just you are told, and you have explained very good that when Dadi Janki ji came in gathering, that the entire get that vibration that got, then same vibration means I think we are all getting.
Fine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Baba. Thanks to this beautiful group.
Om Shanti Girish Bhai, thank you for the wonderful class. And I would be very much thankful that the way you showed us that when we start the Avyakta Murli being at the bodiless stage, then we can grasp the most.
Yeah.
So I think we should follow this from now. So that is a wonderful way to show us the right grasping the Avyakta Murli. And as you said that Baba is always Hazir
Yeah.
for no matter whether how much it is a trivial issue or how much it is an important issue. So I have a small experience. So I stay in Mumbai, but my parents and my most of the relatives stay in Calcutta. So I think in the month of May, June, there was a natural calamity hit. It's called Amphan. This storm was supposed to hit, and they all were aware and everything. So during that time, one of my relative was not keeping well, and corona was not very old during that time, and he has a very different symptoms, not like corona. He had hiccups, continuous. He had the hiccups. So my husband is a doctor, so he had suggested few medicine, but did not initially he was fine, but again it started from the second day. And I was sitting with Baba and I was praying and I was sending him good wishes. So something actually touched me and I felt that it was second day. And I felt, no, that is not something, very easy. I mean, this is not, this is going to be little fatal. I felt this kind of touching. So anyways, and their relative were also not, I mean, that time it was Corona and he was in a red zone in Calcutta. So they were also not willing to come. And husband, wife both stays. Their children used to stay in Bangalore. And their relatives, whether they stay, also they stay nearby, but they were not supposed to come. And on the third day, he started having the frequent hiccups and loose motion, but no fever, nothing. So suddenly, my husband says it can be a corona because this is one of the symptoms. And then that was the day when the Amphan was supposed to hit in the city. So I told them that you please take care. I mean, their children who are in Bangalore, I said that please tell your relative. They are my friends, actually, friends, father in law and mother in law. I said, please ask. I don't know why I am taking so much of initiative, but I felt that somebody is asking me to do. So I told them that you please tell someone to take him to the hospital. So because before that they were taking it casually that hiccups can come because maybe some reflux issues, some gastroenterological disorder. Then they started calling up the ambulance, and everybody had just rejected that, no, we are not supposed to, and it was already 3 and by 5 it was supposed to hit. So, and we did not find any way. I also tried. And then I sat in front of Baba and said, Baba, abhi aapko aana padega. There is no other way. I did not find any other way. Abhi aapko aana padega. Mujhe nahi pata bhi kya hoga. And he was becoming severe. So you won't believe, brother, within 15 to 20 minutes, my friend called me up and she said that, few of the relatives have come suddenly who were not supposed to come. They have come and they are taking the storm started. It was severe. It was severe. It was the worst natural calamity that happened to Calcutta. Uh, the whole city went into upside down. Anyways, that's a different matter. So they took him to the hospital. He had stroke, he had heart attack, he had corona and whatnot. And he had platelet counts only 20,000.
Yeah.
He was into, and that small hospital said, we don't have any ventilator. So we don't know what happened, but yes, we can just give the support. And then again, I said, Baba, when you took him to the hospital, I know that you are going to take care. And within 3 days, he was fine.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So that was my experience with Baba, that Baba every moment has guided us that what to do. and he had listened.
Yeah.
So that's my wonderful Baba.
Very good.
Thank you.
Girish Bhai,
Yeah, Ramesh
would
bhai.
you like to take over a meditation, please?
Yeah, we'll do it
Yeah.
for 1 minute. Yeah.
Yes.
Friends, we will experience bodiless stage. We'll do it for 2 minutes, but the preparation for that is very important. I want you to sit in a position, very comfortable position. Okay, no sound. I want you to sit in a dead position. Now, dead means no input from your ears. I will not do any commentary. Close your eyes. Only certain involuntary functions, let it continue. Suppose you want to sneeze, you can sneeze, but don't if you have a sensation of itching, withdraw yourself. You The soul has left the body. Now the body, there is no connection between the body and the soul for 2 minutes. I don't want you to meditate, go to Paramdham, go to, give blessings. No, just for 2 minutes, 120 seconds, experience the the consciousness of the soul. You are not a body. Don't experience the sensation of, I mean, for the next 2 minutes, I'll not hear the chirping of the bird, the cold breeze, air touching my skin. Become dead. 2 minutes. Just I am a point of light. Experience the lightness. Lightness in two ways, the brightness as well as the halkapan. Just experience it for 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. So, friends, I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, Om Shanti, and after 2 minutes, I'll say Om Shanti. Okay, no commentary, no music, nothing, just be soul conscious. 1, 2, 3, and start. Om Shanti. If any thought comes, just let it go. Come to your original seat, that I am a soul. I am watching my thoughts. Experience the lightness. Om Shanti. A shariri or bodiless stage is very important to experience Atma Abhimani Sthiti, to experience soul consciousness. We will do it sometimes later also. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Girish Bhai. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. See you all again tomorrow morning at 5:30.